Me too.
We are live.
Live. It's alive.
Oh, yeah.
Check 1, 2.
What up, everybody who's not here yet, but soon they will be pouring in.
Check 1, 2. Oh, it looks like I got audio. I was waiting for my live stream on. Got a little bit of latency on it, but I have audio, so I should be good. And it sounds nice and crisp and clear. Yeah.
Crispy, baby.
All right. Yeah, I did a lot of testing back and forth before we did all this to see if I could fix these dastardly audio issues. I've yet to get a guitar, but I will get one in just a second. But in the meantime, welcome to Onlyfrets. My name's Johnathan.
My name's Sean, and we are live from your mom's house.
Same time, same place, every week. Let's roll that intro.
You're live in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. I'm back, I think.
Yep, same. Got Jimmy and 2 Yards in the chat over here with me. Welcome, fellas. 2 Yards is on a song release bender at the moment. So 2 Yards, do the world a favor. Drop your links in the chat so everybody can go check out what you've been cooking. Jonathan,
Sweet.
What do you got there, sir?
Well, I've got some bad news, folks. If you ever decide to leave your Les Paul in your pocket when you put it in the dryer, that might happen to it.
It's a baby.
It's a baby. It's a peewee. To go along, I know you said you have a VWee, or you had. I don't know if you still have one or not.
Oh, I should get it out.
You should. But yeah, this one, eagle-eyed viewers will probably know that this is not a stock peewee, which is the only reason that I have it. So somebody got crafty and put in a Seymour Duncan Fat Cat P90 there. I think they changed the wraparound bridge so it's a lightning bar. If not, I mean, it's fine. And then they've got Gibson Deluxe tuners on this bad boy. Can you believe that? I know, like somebody fully spec'd this thing out. Like it's like the parts alone. I mean, it was like a no-brainer, you know.
180.
Yeah, 180. So I'm like, well, God, the pickup itself and then the tuners. I mean, see, if I was a scumbag, I would be stripping this apart, putting something shitty on it, and then sending it back. But I'm not going to do that because this thing actually is really, really cool. Let me see if I can't get. See if I can get a clean tone. There we go. It's probably slightly out of tune, as is the way.
Sure.
But it is tuned to G standard.
Have to.
Yeah. I'm going to try to get it to where I can do standard tuning, just put some like something crazy on it, like 13s or something. But I mean, like this high fret, like those like extremely high bends. And even with the P90 in it, I mean, it's a little hard to play. But it's super, super fun, and I mean, it was worth every penny. I've always wanted to check one of these out, and like the fretboard's in really good shape.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like somebody got this and like really took care of it. Like it's insane.
That's awesome.
And then I thought of you when I bought it because I was like, I know he's got his little Pee-wee V over there, which I'm slightly jealous that you have the V. I'll be honest with you.
I will. I'm trying to tune it right now, but I will go into. So this also is very non-stock. This is a added feature here. Oh wait, no, this came on it, but we have Planet Wave locking tuners.
Oh, nice.
And this is actually not nearly as nice of a pickup as yours, but this is a Wilkinson humbucking bridge, and then
Hey, Wilkinson, they make nice pickups.
we put on this pick guard just for funsies. My dad and I bought this for my oldest when he was very young, and we kind of customized it, had some fun or whatever. But they're super cool for kids and adults alike. It's just a cool little.
I mean, and they're funny to look like. I mean, both probably about the same. I think you might be slightly taller than I, because that it looks ridiculously small. On me, maybe not so much, but I mean, they're only like 19.5 inches. I mean, they're very, very short.
Right. Not
There we go.
not in tune, but I mean, they're just as fun as anything else.
Yeah, it sounds. I was gonna say it sounds like maybe you're a little off, but it's.
I am.
And of course, I'm running everything through the. I'm not used the Pocket Master in a little while. I'll be honest with you, but I got some new models in there from Tone 3000, and
nice.
they all sound great. The full rigs, and they're like a Mesa and an Engel Fireball and a Roland Jazz chorus.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they all sound fantastic. I found some twin reverbs that were customized for loading them into Neurolamp Modeler, and then there were ones that they made specifically for the Pocket Master and the Hot One,
Yeah.
and whatever, the Hotone stuff. So I mean, it was kind of cool how they thought about kind of every angle of it. So
Right. I'm hearing my vocals are low. 2 yards. Let me know how I am right now, if this is any better. I
could probably concur that your vocals are just slightly too low.
How are we doing now? Is that better?
We can hear you, but
All right.
it's a little better. Probably
Okay.
a little bit more.
I can go just a little more. Here we go. Oh my.
That's better.
There we go. Oh my. What is happening?
Yeah, and y'all may know that I'm not using my pink mic because this one is phantom powered, and it is much because I have the 48 volts going there. Mark Spurgeon's in my chat. Howdy everyone, he says. All like three of us here.
Howdy back to you. We got Timothy Richards as well, and Mark has spammed both our chats, which we appreciate.
Yeah.
He's probably dropping
Always
likes
appreciate that.
on both channels as well, which I would encourage everyone to go ahead and do for us. Drop some likes.
I really wish it was like TikTok where you can get on there and like just do like that, and it just sends all the hearts, because I'd be on there like the entire hour. Y'all need to just click or tap or whatever, wherever you're watching this. Make sure you do that. Now, so going off into our tangent, I hope everybody's kind of enjoying what we just kind of pull up news articles and just talk about them, because I think that's a great way to get topics going and everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with this one just because it ties in, and we always seem to find a good segue. Ties in with the guitars that we have here, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen share. And that is Hello Kitty is back. Hello Kitty is back. They have these little Loog guitars, the one little 3-string type deals. Yep. They look really cool. When I first saw this picture here, I was thinking, oh man, they have a Hello Kitty like bass, one of the little single pickup basses, and I was like, I'm gonna get that, but
that's cool.
It's not a bass. That would be cool.
The Loog is awesome right now. They have a Fender that they did with the Fender shop. They have two Fenders, Strat and Telly, 2 Gibsons, SG and Les Paul, and in 3-string, and now they got this Hello Kitty. They have a Beatles one that they did with like a bunch of Beatles stickers and stuff, because the owner is like a huge Beatles fan. I fell in love with that company like 5 years ago. I bought my son a even smaller guitar than this, the 3-string acoustic Loog, and I have a bunch of videos of him singing songs and playing on it and stuff like that. And it's a very cool company. So
Right.
I'm not surprised they decided to do a Hello Kitty thing, because that is kind of all the rage.
Right. 229 and 149. So I guess
Okay.
229 is the electric, 149 is the acoustic. So they do have the acoustic here. Kind of what he was saying with all the stickers on it. It's got a bunch of Hello Kitty stuff on it. Me personally, I think they're kind of neat. I've always kind of looked at Loog as like, yeah, it's cool. Maybe on par with these, how they're just kind of gimmicky to a degree. Like, oh, we had these small
Yeah.
little toy looking things, But I don't know how serious of a instrument it is. I mean, it's only got 3 strings on it, so I mean, you have your limitations again, much like you have on the Pee-wees that we have here. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, and I know that on Fender's website, I think they have restocked. Oh my God!
What happened?
Hold on, I'm opening this article here too.
Listen, it's all for fun, right?
Loog also worked with Gibson. I don't know how old this is. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, September, so a little while back. Yeah,
Yep.
a 3-string Les Paul and SG Junior.
Yep, that's what I was saying. They did the Fender one
What?
first, and then Gibson was like, I want in on that action. And they did a SG. If I wouldn't have gotten my oldest his Epiphone power players already, I would have been buying him one of those Loog
Right.
electrics, the Gibson ones, because they're
Oh
awesome.
man, yeah, because the SG Junior, man, most people might know I have a really soft spot in my heart for the SG Junior. I've got one over there. It's one of my favorite guitars. That's
Yeah,
cool.
they're super
That's
cool,
cool.
dude. Mark Spurgeon, I would encourage you to buy one of those for one of your grandbabies if they're ready for short scale instruments. Get them going on the love of guitar, Yeah, I think the Hello Kitty thing is like kind of the reason for it is not lost on me, but I'm not participating. Like, I don't really care about the Hello Kitty guitars. But I think it's cool that there's something kind of just, it's like we were talking about with pedals the other day. It's like kind of like
Yeah.
Pokemon for guitar, right? Like, it's just fun.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
okay to just do things that are fun and kind of quirky, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, like, okay, so there's this one guy that was on TikTok, and his whole thing was he played clips of Dover in different key thing. He would play clips of Dover in all kinds of different ways.
Right.
Which I'm like, look, if it gets you views and it makes you money, do what you got to do. It's to watch. But he always played this. It was a white like Strat with the Hello Kitty pick guard. And I thought that looked so cool. And Fender actually have one now, or Squire or whatever. They have one. It's like $549, which I'm like, is a little overpriced. I get they're paying for the whole nostalgia thing, and because the original version of the Hello Kitty goes for like what $700-800 sometimes. I've seen them
Right.
as high as 1,000, and I'm just like, it's a Squire like Affinity with a Hello Kitty pick guard on it. Like, come on. But as memes go, that's just how things work.
Right.
So, let's see. Well, we're just kind of browse through here. Oh yeah, Slayer. Slayer says they're going to be playing again in 2026,
Nice.
which that to me that kind of sounds like another band that has many times said we're done,
Yeah.
and then they end up coming back because I guess money, and that is Kiss. Our Ace. That was kind of a shock to see.
Yeah,
And,
R.I.P.
yeah.
To the best musician in that band, hands down.
Hands down.
I mean, I hate to say it, but like without that guy, Kiss never exists in any kind of like he's a good guitar player, And oh, we lost Johnathan. Maybe he'll come back. There you are. Oh, we lost him. Oh, he's back. And then we lost him again. I don't.
Right. Back. You there?
Connectivity. Johnathan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
Hello.
oh, he's back.
Maybe.
He's back. There
Hey,
you
I'm
go.
back.
But yeah, he.
Yeah, I had that happen earlier. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, definitely that was a way to get there. I got somebody that Cincy Piper in my chat.
Nice.
I think it's us that. Hello. Will a Slayer concert cost more than a Rush concert? 2025 problems.
No.
You know what? I wouldn't doubt it. The cheapest tickets that I could find for Rush, because they're coming to Atlanta at some point in time, was like $500.
Ugh, good lord. Oh,
I wish seen Rush. Obviously, Rush is not going to be. It's not Rush, Neil Peart, but the drummer that they found, that girl can play drums. Like, she is
nice.
crazy. The influence that you hear from her band, I forget the name of her band. I mean, it's straight up just her being Neil Peart. It's crazy. She's great. But I wouldn't doubt that a Slayer concert would probably cost about the same as the Rush concert. I mean,
Yeah,
they're on their
but
own kind of level.
it's interesting to think about because I would say they'd be less than Rush. Just Slayer is
Oh, yeah.
obviously up there in the echelon of metal music. So I think metalheads everywhere will be willing to pay a premium for those tickets, but I don't think they have the coverage that say Rush does.
Yeah, to some degree, I think that's probably true. But yeah, Slayer for sure. That's one that I didn't see coming. Because I think since they kind of stopped, they've been pretty. I mean, except for Kerry King, I think Kerry King stayed pretty active. But I mean, the rest of the members have been like
Yeah.
kind of on the down low, enjoying their retirement kind of thing. So
Mhm.
I have no doubt in my mind that Kerry King, because he's still doing stuff. I think he's releasing solo stuff, but maybe he's playing with another band. I don't know. Y'all can let me know. Um, maybe he's the one that kind of got them on there saying, "Hey, we need to go back out and play this festival or whatever it is." And then I got another comment here: $500 again. Maybe I should come. Maybe I should become a closet Slayer fan. I did see that Abercrombie and Fitch now sells Slayer T-shirts. What?
Ooh.
So now I don't want to wear what? Hold on. Hold on.
Well, Old Navy has all kinds of band T-shirts. They have AC/DC and they have Jimi Hendrix, and down the line they have T-shirts for Metallica. Target sells the "And Justice for All" shirt that I've worn a few times. That thing was from Target. So this is
Okay,
what
I was
it's
gonna say
become,
it's
man.
probably just one of those like default.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably one because I was gonna look and see like, do they have like a Slayer line up there?
No.
I was about to
it
say, dude,
just-
like that's okay. I was about to
Look.
say just like your general Walmart like kind of good shirt. Okay.
When's the last time you could afford a band T-shirt at a concert? They're $15 all day long at Target, and
Oh yeah.
to me, it's just like they're doing us millennials a service by I understand where who'd you say it was in your chat?
Cincy Piper.
All right, Cincy, I totally understand where they're coming from. To me, it's a net good for the world that these mainstream stores sell Slayer T-shirts and Metallica T-shirts and Jimi Hendrix and Fender, and like I like band T-shirts a lot. But I bought a Nick Perry T-shirt the other day and it was 30 or $40, which is cool. I'm happy to give an artist that I want to support my money, but at the same
Right.
time, it's like, but my freaking Pink Floyd T-shirts cost $15.
Yeah, I mean it's a rock and a hard place too. I don't know how many
Yep.
times I've said that this week, but
Is that the
Um,
Chibson of T-shirts, by the way? Is if you buy a band T-shirt at Target, that's like the
at
Chibson.
Target or Walmart.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's almost like, I mean, you kind of hear the meme of like you see somebody that is like obviously way too young to have listened to like Nirvana or something.
Yeah.
Like you see the Nirvana shirts everywhere.
Name
and then it's
three
name three
songs.
songs. There you go. I said it at the same
It
time.
is funny.
And it's like, look, you know, I get it if you don't listen to them and you just like the logo or you like
Yeah.
the whatever. That's fine. Realistically, I think if you're wearing something like that, you probably know at least their biggest hit,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But
agree.
like me, I'm like, look, if that's what you want to buy, to me, I don't ever really criticize people on what they buy, but you know, people could be buying worse, I guess, you know. But
I
yeah,
watched
I don't.
IG or a TikTok with a couple of guys who are into like 80s metal. Like they wear the makeup and stuff, and they're all jack dudes, and they have a bunch of guitars and stuff. And I think they're pretty good musicians on
Right.
top of it. But they did a TikTok about the name 3 songs thing, and they're like, look, you can be a dick basically if you want about somebody wearing a band t-shirt and you thinking we lost Johnathan again, he'll be back. You could be a dick if you want to about somebody wearing a band t-shirt who's too young to like know the band, or you could just say, dude, sick t-shirt, bro, and like go on about your day.
Right. Which
You
is
know?
the way that it should be,
Yeah.
if we're being wholeheartedly honest here.
Do you even know about
But,
Pink
you know,
Floyd? It's like, no, who cares, dude? Like, it's a cool t-shirt. Tell the kid, sick shirt, and they're like, oh yeah, I just bought it at Target. And be like, dude, have you ever listened to them? And they'll be like, no. And you'll be like, you should. And then show them, share a Spotify playlist
Like
with
encourage
them.
them. Exactly.
Fucking get them into it, because
Right.
if they're good enough to be on a t-shirt sold at Target or Walmart, that means that kid will probably like their music, like hands down.
Probably.
You know.
Well,
It's
then
like,
everybody listens to Nirvana too, and they're like, Kurt Cobain was a genius, and it's like, not really.
he wasn't. He was okay. We've talked about this before, but you know the original Rolling Stones 100 greatest guitarists of all time article, which just had everybody pissed off for rightly so. They botched
Right.
that, but Kurt Cobain was number 13, and I believe he was 2 ahead of Eddie Van Halen.
Something like that.
And that was insane. And what I said at the time, I remember being mad about it, was that Kurt Cobain, if you wanted to put him top 20 for songwriting or influence,
I would say influence.
you've got me there. And his songwriting was very, I've watched people break it down. He was a huge Beatles fan, so the way he wrote songs was very like excuse me. Paul McCartney like in his chord structures and where his changes took place and stuff. It was a lot more intricate than your ear would allow you to pick up on necessarily.
Right.
So I'll give him all the credit in the world for songwriting and for influence and creativity and all of the things. But we're talking greatest guitarists of all time. He's a worse guitar player than I am at this point. Like,
I can think of one
good.
reason why he is.
He wasn't good at guitar. He was great at writing songs, and his vocals were awesome. Like, have you ever listened to him where they strip away the music and they do a cappella?
Yeah. No, I've heard all that. I mean, like, he had a unique voice. I mean,
Powerful.
you know, to me, yeah. I mean, to me, Nirvana just, I don't know if it's just because I've heard Heart-Shaped Box and Smells Like Spirit and just like In Bloom. I've heard like all the same songs over and over and
Yeah.
over and over. I mean, it's just like you just like, okay, it's like Inner Sandman. The song holds up.
It does.
You know, Metallica, obviously not Nirvana, but you know what I'm saying. But like the song holds up, still a great song, but it's just like I never want to hear it again. I could probably the rest of another life and
Right.
not hear Inner Sandman one more time and be perfectly okay with it.
Because it's in here
what
now.
Metallica has done? No. You know, yeah.
Yeah. sidebar, my kids.
And sorry, we're on delay too. So if you say something, we're on a delay a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the internet today.
Who knows? Another day, another problem. But
My kids
Yeah.
are
So,
huge on Death Magnetic, the Metallica album. Like, I got my 7-year-old in the back of the car just singing, The Day That Never Comes and stuff like that. Like, they like Metallica a lot, which is awesome.
Huh. That's cool. That's really cool, though. Let's see. What else we got here?
Oh,
Jared James Nichols has a new single. We talked about
yes.
that.
Yes.
Called Ghost. I've not heard it yet. I literally just about this like all of 30 minutes ago when we were getting ready to start this live. It's probably a video play it on here, obviously, but let me screen share again. There we go. Jared James Nichols, this is Premier Guitar, releases a new single, Ghost. His first new music since recently signing with Frontiers Music SRL. Now, why am I talking about this? If you don't know who Jared James Nichols is, you're missing out. The dude is a monster, not just guitar player, but the dude is jacked. He is a tank. Huge inspiration. It makes me want to go pump some iron and play his music. I mean, the dude is just so cool all around. The one thing that I will say that I disagreed with him on was the fact that he cut his magnificent mane a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
I was like, look,
that was hard times.
That was hard times. But you know what? Hey, it didn't change anything else otherwise. He'll be on tour, it looks like, in a European tour and a UK show, Valencia, Spain, and London, and
have you seen him live yet?
So I'll have to
Jonathan?
check that out. I have not seen him live. The one time, I think I've told this story. The one time that I was gonna go meet him was right after I bought my Blues Power Les Paul, and then me and the wife took a day trip. Well, it was a 2-day trip. I forget where it was at. It was in Tennessee. I don't think it was Nashville. It might have been Nashville, right around that area. We were gonna go to a Sam, before Sam Ash closed, and he was gonna do a meet and greet and all that other kind of stuff, and I was gonna go up there and have him sign the guitar and do all this other kind of stuff. But naturally, a tornado hit up there and knocked out power to that area. Not even to where we were staying at.
Right.
The area we were at, he was right up the road, and it knocked out power up there. And, he had posted like, oh, a tornado hit, so we're going to cancel it and reschedule it or whatever, and they never rescheduled it. So that was my chance to go meet in Iowa. It did. And now the man's too busy because he's big and famous now.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Signature model. Crossing fingers, it's Old Red, because if he releases an Old Red signature, it's mine. It's mine.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite guitars of his.
It's a cool. That's
but the
a
story
really
behind
cool
that
guitar.
one, I don't think he will.
That's what I was saying in the pre-chat, that he would very much approve of your Les Paul purchase, because it's basically exactly to spec of Old Red.
Yeah. And you know what? I think, if I remember correctly, because the red one is like they just painted over the original finish.
Yeah, refinish.
I think it was a gold top beforehand. So I think underneath it's still gold, and I'm like, should I take it and paint it red? Do like you did?
I mean, it's yours to do.
Do I do it?
Wish, sir.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I probably wouldn't.
Jimmy just said. Jimmy Biter says Jared has been hanging out here in Bozeman lately at the local music shop, Music Villa. I forgot that Jimmy Biter is a Montana resident, and it's not that far from me. So maybe one of these days, Jimmy and I can link up. If I take a trip to Montana or something, that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hang out for a bit.
A couple of chats here.
Go ahead.
Cincy Piper. Yeah, good points, fellas. May I ask if you guys hit it big, would you follow the same story arc as the Big Four? I don't know because that's a story that's already been told. I think,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like I would try to maybe do things a little bit different because you kind of look at how they kind of went on their journey, and I mean, obviously they're still relevant to some degree. Something to actually ponder. And then also says, "Oh, if I could have guitars, yeah, it's one of those like it's really all you need kind of guitars. I don't have any of mine anymore because I've just kind of sadly need to fuel content for the channel, but I do want to get one of them back at some point, I think, and hold on to it. So
One of the JJN signatures.
yeah, as much as I like Old Glory, the black one, I kind of have a soft spot in my heart for Gold Glory for some
Yeah.
reason. Blues Power was good. It's the exact same thing as Gold Glory. It feels exactly the same. The finish, I just don't know if I really care for the silencer pickup too much. I just kind of prefer like a real P90. Just me,
P90.
but
Yeah.
I get it. I get why it exists. I mean, he's out there playing those big shows with the big amps and the lights and all the electronic stuff. I'm sure it causes a lot of problems. But anyway. What else we got here? I'm gonna go ahead and find something else. If you want to talk, go ahead. I've been rambling, so you talk if you have to.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on something that Mark brought up early in the chat, which is that JHS Pedals has a 50% off sale on all of their fuzz. Can't remember the line. Maybe Mark can help me in the chat, but a line of fuzz pedals. I'm pulling it up right now. It's the final sale of the, what are these called? Legends of Fuzz line. And they have, looks like they're sold out of a couple, but they have a Supreme 1972 Japanese style fuzz, the 69 London called the Smiley, the Crimson, the Berkeley, the plug-in. So they just have a whole bunch of fuzz pedals right now that are
Nice.
on sale for $90, which is pretty good for a JHS product, and I'm going to explain why shortly. They also have 2 limited edition colorways for the Nauticlon right now that are super 90s inspired, really cool. One of them's like a Saved by the Bell colorway, and the other one is yeah, it's awesome. And then the other one's
That's
like
cool.
a splatter paint kind of deal, and they're both really cool looking. So I just wanted to talk about my experience with JHS at the moment. So I bought their
Absolutely.
overdrive preamp pedal, which is like the ODR style. So like the yellow and black drive pedal that everybody knows and loves. And I got it. I love it. Like the tone. Here's, hang on. Let me demo it real quick. So it's just a nice, like chewy, it can go heavier than that. You can change the tone on it and like all that stuff. So it's really cool pedal. And during one of my live streams, the pedal just like cut out on me. It just stopped working. And I was like, okay, so, no big deal. I swapped it. And then I literally DM'd Josh Scott because I didn't have my purchase receipt. I was like, I have the box. I have all this. I was like, but I don't have my purchase receipt or my order number. I was like, where do I? And he was like, oh yeah, man, just contact this person. I'll let them know ahead of time you're emailing them, and we'll get you out or whatever, a shipping label. And I sent it to them, and they fixed it within like, I would say the turnaround was like 1 week that I didn't have it, and they sent it back fixed. They told me I had constant communication with the techs, and they were like, here's what we found that's like wrong with it. We're just going to replace the foot switch and like, a couple other little things. Sent it back. Haven't had a problem since. It was essentially free of charge. They honored their warranty, even though this was a pedal that I bought on a similar 50% off sale. and so I didn't have to pay full price for the pedal, and I also didn't have to have all of the documentation that they typically want. They just took care of me, and so I'm like a huge fan of that company. For obviously, I was already a fan of JHS because of the YouTube stuff, and Josh is so funny and such a smart ass. But also, like, he really stands by his word, and you as a customer and all that stuff. So just
Right.
top notch customer service experience. If you want to buy a fuzz pedal right now, I would encourage anybody to check out that sale and buy one of theirs.
Nice. Yeah, good to know. Yeah, JHS is. I know we talked about the pedals, the pedal thing, towards the end of last week's broadcast here on YouTube. JHS is one of those that seems to be pretty consistent with quality and with. I think they're probably one of the most innovative pedal companies out there currently right now, because it seems like they're always kind of coming up with, some kind of twist on. It's not like revolutionary or groundbreaking or any kind of way, but it's like their own twist, which can maybe kind of counteracts what I said last week, where it's like, oh, it's just a slightly fatter overdrive or whatever. But it's like they're consistent in doing it, and they're like trying to be like, how can we take this tremolo maybe and like make it something? Like, who would do that?
I mean,
Well, Josh Scott would.
you're 100%, and you're right. Like, your fatigue of the same thing being recycled is real, but you can feel that and also respect a company for doing things, producing a similar product in a different way, or like affordability wise, they've got the Color Box 10 pedal, which is supposed to sound like a Neve direct line. So like, if you like the way that guitars are recorded direct through a Neve, this pedal is for you, kind of a thing. And that pedal costs $450. That's a lot for a guitar pedal. But they also have the oil can delay, the reverb, their 3 series pedals, which are $99, which is like far more palatable for most people. So they haven't lost sight of anyone along the way. They're taking care of people who don't have unlimited funds, and they're also doing things like you've never seen a Neve in a box before. You know what I mean? Like, that is new.
Yeah.
So you're right to say that, because they do innovate, but also you can go on there and buy any traditional style thing that you want at a cheap or fair price. So I really do. And then every once in a while they do these big blowout sales, which are just really helpful for people who love this shit but can't afford $450 pedals.
Right. Yeah.
So I think to me, they're the best pedal company right now. I wouldn't even know of another pedal company that could stack up. I
agree with that.
I do like the boutique builders and, the people that do one-off, limited runs and stuff. Those are cool. I really like this, dang it, why can't I remember the name? Interstellar Audio Machines. Really cool company. Another company that I just had a great customer service experience with when I was buying my Octafuzz. But on the whole, I mean, JHS is just crushing it, dude. They're so good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would absolutely agree with you that they're probably the best pedal company around right now. I mean, I've not played a JHS pedal, but I've heard many of other people that have played them and demoed them and all of their kind of stuff. So, I mean, I like what I hear. I do. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I like what I hear.
Right.
Well, cool. There's that. What else do we got here? I found something else. This was interesting. Everybody's favorite lawsuit to talk about on YouTube, the good old Dean versus Gibson.
Oh,
They're back in the news. I
Back
think,
in the news.
If this is recent, maybe. well, September 25th, about a month ago. I hadn't heard about this. I figured I'd talk about it. Judge ordered $68,000. So adding a little bit more to it. And again, this is like a month old. I'm behind on the times, but I don't. Maybe it's a good thing I don't follow news because then I get to talk about it here. But this is guitar.com.
Yeah.
I have lived under a rock and not followed the drama that Guitar Max triumphantly covered for months at a time. So Dean was sued by Gibson for the Flying V and the Explorer body shapes similar, and having played both models from both brands, I can 100% affirm that yes, the Deans are very, very close, not just in looks, but if you get the right one, they do well. I will just say that they do play really well if you get a good Dean.
Yeah.
So, well, actually, it says it infringed on the Flying V Explorer and SG because Dean did have like a SG kind of thing there, but Gibson only earned damages, which I thought was just hilarious. But it says increase the award. The judge in the case increased the award, ruling that Armadillo Distribution Enterprises Inc., which is Dean's parent company, paid Gibson just over $68,000 for the infringement, which is be taken in disgorgement of profits earned through infringement. So I'm guessing that $160,000 is coming out of any profits they made selling the E or X shape, I think is what they called their Explorer.
Bro, okay, hold on.
So
here's where I get lost on this whole thing, and this is where like my respect for Gibson dwindles in this area in particular. Like, there are so many companies doing copies and not getting sued by Gibson.
Yep.
Big companies, Rock and Roll Relics. There's, Thomann, and that maybe because they're in Germany, they're free of, whatever. But like, I mean, you've got Guitars Garden, like you've got the Chipsons out there. Like, there's so many companies doing these things. Claudio Sanchez's guitar that we just talked about, the Jackhammer, he literally said in the promo that it's based on an Explorer and an SG. Like, why do they hate Dean so much?
But here's the thing. Based on a practically one-to-one copy of something is kind of where I see where Gibson had an argument, but I also agree with the fact that, hey, Dean was doing this for like 30 years before you guys see anything or whatever it was. Like, they were doing it for decades before Gibson said, hey, that's not right. So it's like you saw them doing it.
Yeah.
You just didn't do anything about it 20, 30 years ago or whatever. Because again, if you look at a Dean V, maybe let's just say one of the ones that are truly, I don't know if they've changed anything now, but one of the ones that are truly copyright infringed versus a Gibson V, they're very, very similar in just about every regard. They look the same. I think they're about the same thickness. They've got the little like V looking thing down here where the strings go through the body. And again, I've owned a couple of the Dean Vs. I'm not showing any on the channel, but I mean, I've owned a couple of the Dean Vs, and I've owned a Gibson V, and they're really close. They really are. They're really, really close. I've had an Epiphone Explorer. I've played an '80s Gibson Explorer a long, long time ago, and I still dream about that thing. I think it's awesome. Like a real '80s Gibson Explorer.
Yeah.
But the Dean Explorers, I mean, even then, they look really, really good. And you would have a hard time. You would be hard pressed if someone held one of them up and went like this. Well, they would probably have to go like this for the Dean because they're so freaking massive. You would be forgiven if you thought that the Dean was, in some cases.
But isn't that just a quality thing?
I get it. I get both sides of it. It's a mess.
Still got me?
Hello? Hello.
Hello? We
Hi.
good?
I guess we're as good as we're gonna get. We finally fixed the audio issue, and now we're having connectivity. It's got to be something. It's something every time. Anyway,
Technical difficulties.
exactly. So what was your point after I got done with my little rant there?
I was gonna say, it does just seem like Dean just made a quality instrument, and because of the the high caliber of quality of that instrument, it seems like they're like Gibson's just mad because the guitar's basically just as good as theirs. And I wouldn't know why
Probably.
Dean would stick out from any of the other Tokai or freaking Love Rock or like any other builder that's making a high quality Gibson product, Gibson style product. It's like, but they
Mm.
only go after Dean. So I think it's personal between the ownership group,
Oh yeah.
and I would
Oh yeah.
almost guarantee you that like the owner of Dean like bullied the CEO of Gibson back in the day or something. Like there has to be something
I wouldn't
personal
doubt it.
for that to be a thing. I mean, look at like Heritage is like making custom shop like relic Gibson style guitars with no lawsuit because their headstock's different and the headstock was different on the Dean. So what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like I don't get it.
Yeah, and that's what I said. There's still those parts where I look at it and I'm like, why is this still even a thing? Again, the article that I read was a month old, but it shouldn't have even been a month ago. We were talking about this because I figured it was settled, But I don't know. It's I don't know. For me to just say it's between both, and I kind of see both sides. Like I get it, but yeah, it's drug out for way longer, and I think that there is a personal aspect in there. What that personal is that's dragging it out, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do think that Gibson is very much in the wrong for even bringing a lawsuit out, regardless in the first place. I mean, and to me, I understand Heritage and Gibson probably have some kind of agreement in place, and they're just
Yeah.
different enough to avoid, and that's kind of where like LTD, look at LTD or ESP, they make an SG body, but it's
With
like
that.
more offset, right?
Yep.
So like they can kind of get away with that. So, or even like the Eclipse, the Eclipse is a thin body and it's more like a pointy horn down here and stuff. So that's kind of where I go to say like with the and I don't know about the SGs with Dean, but I know for a fact that's where I go back and say that the V's and the Explorers were pretty much dead copies of Gibson. So I kind of see where they have the point. But again, because that's kind of where I'm like, y'all just you shouldn't have said anything. You should just not have done anything. Took your beating and released the Theodora because you found it on Ted McCarty's desk or whatever.
Yeah, the Theodore, of course.
We see how well that played out.
I just, and that's the other thing too. Why didn't Relish go sue Gibson over the Theodore? Like, because they came up with some
Right.
story about an old drawing that they forged to make it seem like, like somebody else created it back in the day. Like, you, whatever. Like, you made a Relish style instrument and tried to pawn it off as your own. I think that's just a thing where it's like they have consistently not taken the high road.
Mm.
And like Marshall here in my chat is saying like Fender could sue every manufacturer aside from Gibson and they don't. And that is a very
absolutely, yeah.
great point. Like they take the high, they're like, look, like my yacht is big enough,
Mm-hmm.
like how big does your yacht have to
Yeah.
be if you're Gibson? I don't understand the bravado
Bigger
of
than
doing
the other
that.
guy's
Like,
yacht.
yeah, it's just ridiculous, dude. We're all over
Right.
it. Okay, we don't need you, Gibson, to do this for us. Okay, you're not doing it for
Yeah.
us. Like, we don't care. You know,
Right. Yeah.
it's just wild.
Let's see. Going on to where was it that I saw too? Because this kind of gave me a little shiver down my spine too. So we talked about Jared James Nichols releasing a single. Premier Guitar. I'm blocking ads because I don't want to. Whatever. But anyway, so I don't know if you've ever heard of him, Mateus Asado. Ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic guitar player. If you've never heard of him, released his first single, or what was it? His first single from his first debut album, due in early 2026. Now, you know, there are some bands where I get excited about albums, but I'm like, I saw this one, and I was like, that's gonna be like a whole other level, because Mateus Asado is in like my top 3, I would say, like best guitar players I've ever heard in my life. The dude has so much. If you want to talk about playing with feel, Mateus Asado is where I go to say that that's about as feel as you can get. The dude is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really
So
good.
that single will probably be great.
I think for me, some of these guitarists, you know, you talk about like the Polyphias of the world, Mateus Asado, like some of these guys that I almost can't identify with what they're doing. And so it turns me away, where it's like it's so good that you're not
Right.
even human at that point. It's like the polar opposite of you with Nirvana. You're like, I can play Smells Like Teen Spirit like anytime I want, you know? And so you like have a hard time respecting the echelon that guitarist has been elevated to. In the same breath, I can see a guitarist that is so good that I I almost can't even listen to it without feeling bad about myself. And so
I get that.
I just
I get it.
don't. Where, you know, it's like even aspirationally, you can't listen to that music and think I could get to that level. Like Eddie Van Halen's like the top of the threshold for like music you could listen to and be like, maybe one day I could get there. And then everybody above him in caliber, which there are some, like Mateus, or, you know, even you could say homeboy from Polyphia, I can't remember his, Tim Henson, like
Yeah, Tim Henson.
you could say are better technically than Eddie, and still, like, for some reason I just, when I listen to it, I'm just like, fuck you.
There's just
Like,
no
you
feel.
know?
That's what everybody says. But yeah, no, it's. Yeah, I get that, because they're. How would I say it? So yes, I agree with you with the when you hear something that's just so good that you know it's good.
Right.
You know it's good. Like objectively it's good. But you can't listen to it because it's one of those things, like, you know, Mateus Sado. I literally will, like, if I'm holding a guitar, I would look at it and just be like, you know, I'm done. I can't. Like, I can't. I will never be able to do that. You know, literally, it's one of those things, and that's it's a bittersweet feeling, because it's like, my God, this music is beautiful, but it's like,
Yeah.
I can play, and I just not like that. So how will I ever make it in the industry if I was going to go for that when that's my competition, you know? But and again, I know it's not a competition. If anything, it's a competition for you to get streams or to get, you know, or, you know, to listen to your music. It's just who you can get it in front of. It's not necessarily I need to be better than him because my life depends on it, or I'm going to win a trophy or whatever. To some degree, there's that aspect. But to me, at the end of the day, music is art, and art is not a competition unless you are in an art competition. But generally speaking, it's not a competitive thing. You know, I can make, I mean, like, you look at Buckethead. This is a good example. The man has a massive discography. But I think even his fans, his most hardcore fans, probably don't know his entire discography or like everything that he's done or whatever. And it's like, but he's amazing. He's an amazing guitar player, but he's the same kind of, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like when you, like I said, I agree. When you hear that, you're just like, I'm done. I just can't do it. Then you get over it quickly because guitar is the best thing in the world.
Yeah. 2 yards here says, in my mind, I am the best guitarist songwriter I have ever experienced, which is true. I mean, you do have to have some type of
I agree.
enough confidence in yourself to not quit when you hear somebody that good. Oh, are we back? All right.
Yes.
You do have to
Hello?
have confidence enough in yourself, or just love playing music enough to not care whether or not somebody else is like way beyond your capability. It's like my experience. We talk about him a lot on the show, but Robert Baker being the only experience I've had with taking guitar lessons, really. I always go back to that well because it's my example of how I've learned, actually sat down and learned to play guitar. But like, he's making a solo album at the moment, and we're doing technical difficulties again, but I watched him write a riff on Instagram Live the other night that was just absolutely insane. And I was like, damn, dude, like, my fingers will never work that fast. Are you back?
Okay.
Are you here?
Well,
Johnathan, you're back.
there you are.
You got me?
Yeah, I was just gonna wheedle away over here.
Shred it up.
I don't know. Anyway, I was just kind of fiddling around. But anyway, so you said that Robert Baker, he's the only experience you have with guitar lessons, and that you keep going back to him because it's whatever.
Yeah, he's so good that it could easily be discouraging to not like continue.
Right.
But you have to have some resolve in what you love doing, so that you don't get discouraged by somebody else's capability. And so that's where I appreciate about you, where you're like, you listen to this music and you're like, damn, that's so good, and just can love it for what it is,
Yeah. Yeah, it's, and with lessons, I think that's a whole other thing, because when they're showing you something that you're supposed to be able to do and then you just can't do it, it's just like, yeah, it can be discouraging. I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I got a couple more comments over here from Cincy Piper. Holdsworth, is that Jim Hall? Pat Martino. I'm assuming when you say Holdsworth, is that Alan's Holdsworth you're thinking of, maybe? Talking about some other guitar players.
Sure.
Other than Holdsworth, he's the only one that I've ever really heard. I don't think I've ever heard any of the other guitar players, but I will have to check them out. I'm always on the lookout for the next kind of big thing in guitar. And then Amen to Art is not a competition. Thank you. Most folks just jab about guitar and don't spend the wee hours in the shed.
True.
Yes. That's kind of, I mean, like, I like to talk about the guitar just as much as I like to play. I like to geek out on it sometimes and whatever, but at the end of the day, that's what I'm here to do. Is if I'm sitting here reading an email, or I'm sitting here, on my lunch break at work or whatever, and I'm just like, no. Like, I'm not talking about it to myself, just like, oh yeah, this fretboard is really cool, and I think the tone is, it's like, I'm playing it, because that's what matters, not tone wood.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a lifestyle. When I did get that chance to like interview Robert, what he said, he's like, I am always playing guitar. I'm always talking about it. And his wife was like, his wife's name's Gabby, and she shoots a bunch of his videos and stuff. And she's like, sometimes you have to turn it off, Robert. Like, I need
Yeah.
some time
Some my
where you're
wife
not,
does.
you know, and it's like he can't because it's all he thinks about. And I think most people in our realm are like that. Like, it's just all
Yeah.
about guitar all the time, and it's awesome because guitar is fucking awesome.
It is, and that's something I have to do that with my wife too. Like when I got my custom shop, like that was all I wanted to talk about for like 2 days. And she's just like, yeah, I know everything about it now. Like, you know, we're gonna have dinner here. Like, can we? And I'm just like, yes, I'm sorry, I'm just excited about it. Blah blah blah. You know,
Right.
and it's like it's one of those things where you just subconsciously sometimes have to be like, I don't want to talk about it. But see, the thing with me is like when I'm just sitting here, like this is where I can get it all out. This is where I can geek out about it and talk about all the stuff, because otherwise I just sit at home and the people that I've already heard about it a million times, the wife and the kids, they
Yeah.
they're supportive. They're like, yeah, that's cool. Like, I'm going here now. But yeah, this is where I can get it all out, and it's one of those. And that's part of the reason I like having a YouTube channel, because I can just sit and talk to a camera, and if people want to listen to it, they can. If they don't, if they get their information out of a video, hey, cool.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it definitely is a vehicle for our nerddom.
Yeah.
When it comes to this beautiful instrument here.
Absolutely.
Well, buddy, shall we sign off?
Yeah, I guess I'll let the rest of my nerddom build up until next week, and then we can come back. But yeah, the Pee-wees made a feature today, so that was kind of cool. If I'm still in tune. I'm still trying to figure it out, but yeah, Pee-wees are cool.
Listen, get you a
what I'm
tiny
saying.
guitar.
Absolutely. And then we don't mean go get a Squire Mustang or a Fender Mustang. Like, yes, those are technically short scale, but I'm talking like go. Can we say go big or go home when we say get a small guitar? Is that counterintuitive? You know what I mean.
Yep.
You know what I mean.
That's right.
So, with that being said, you guys for tuning in, to everybody. Cincy Piper over here on my side, Mark Spurgeon for jumping in on here. I don't know if he hung around or not, but thank you for the engagement. I appreciate it. And yeah, you want to thank anybody on your side real quick?
Yeah, shout out Jimmy, Zach, McDrama Bear, Timothy Richards, Yussi, Mikhail, 2 Yards. Much appreciate everybody's jumping into the conversation per usual. You make this podcast go, so thank you all very much.
Absolutely. Otherwise, we're talking to each other, and that's no fun.
Well, it's fun.
It's
just
fun, I know.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's always good to have the interaction. But yeah, same time, same place. Your mother's house next Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. This is Onlyfrets. I'm Johnathan,
And I'm Sean.
and we will catch you guys next week.
Peace.